hoes, man. You burning them hoes, man. Like in the days of Judah. When you read about Genesis, Judah, he was one of the sons of Jacob. He burnt this woman because there was a story, man. He was meant to give her to, I believe, his nephew or something like that. One of his, yeah. But what happened was, I forget what happened.
The son was too young, so she couldn't marry him straight away.
Yeah.
And while she couldn't marry him, she was playing a harlot, and he went to see her thinking she was just a random harlot.
Yeah.
He slept with her, gave her, I think it's his ring on his staff or something, and then she sent him a message saying I'm pregnant with a child, and he found out it was his.
Oh yeah.
Forgive me, I'm a bit foggy on the story as well, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah, because he was meant to give her away. Yeah. That was the arranged marriage. He was meant to give her away, but Judah didn't follow through with it. Yeah. So therefore, she prostituted herself, man. You know what I'm saying? So in the end, Judah admitted that he was in the wrong, because he was about to burn her when he found out what went down.
Yeah.
But then he realized that he was out fool because he was meant to give her away, and he didn't. All right. So back then, women were burned, man. That story shows you back then, women were burned, man. All right. And even Mary Magdalene, she was about to be stoned by the whole damn community, man. Okay, because she committed adultery. That was caught in the act of adultery, man. So women were burned and stoned.
Can I add one thing? Even the priest, let's say you was the daughter of a priest, right? And you was carrying on with whoredom. According to the law, she was to be burned.
Exactly.
Yeah, playing the whore.
So that's how. So back then, man.
Proverbs 25 and 28, it says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls.
Right. We brought that scripture before, again. That's cool. That's the spirit. Like I said, man, I personally believe that the biggest hole on the planet is the so-called black. It is. Because everybody's had a piece of her ass, man. Everybody. The Moabite man is in Ghana right now. Uganda, chopping up that vagina. Alright? The Ishmaelite man has an access to the black woman's body for centuries, man. The Edomite man is busting nuts all over her face, doing all kind of madness to her. Alright? Everybody's had peace with the black woman, man. She's the biggest hole on the planet. Let's keep her a stack, man. Let's keep her 1,000. Huh? Let's keep her a butt. Let's keep her a butt. Right? Well,
so Amos 7
get that,
and 17, and it says, therefore thus saith the Lord, their wife shall be an harlot in the city,
right?
And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by lying, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his hand.
Read that again.
It says, therefore thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city.
Right, stop. The scripture says your wife. Who is the wife of the Israelite man? The so-called black woman and the so-called Hispanic native Indian woman, man. And they're all in the porn industry, doing all kind of madness, man. Okay? They're prostituting. Alright? They've outshined the Edomite woman, man. Alright?
Above and beyond.
They're prostituting. They're going to Dubai, doing madness there. Okay? They commit adultery, they're booty shaking, they're twerking. Instagram models. Alright? They're doing what they gotta do. Alright?
So Leviticus 19 and 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore.
Thank you.
Lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
Right. So that's a sign when a nation has been destroyed, man. When their women are all-time high prostitutes, man. All right, sleeping with men of other nations, and they're not being punished for it. The scripture said, right, and that's how you know this land is full of wickedness, man. This land is full of wickedness because there's exactly what the scriptures said not to. Read there again.
Leviticus 19 and 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore.
Don't prostitute your daughter for her to become a whore.
Lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
Why do you think they call this place the mother of harlots, man? the woman that sits upon many waters, the great whore, because this land is full to order. Alright? Women are the ones ruling. The spirit of this place is the spirit of a woman, man.
Yep.
That's why all the men, they got an effeminate vibe on it, man. They've got that subservient to a woman's spirit, like they got to pander to the woman and work the woman and rub her back and treat her like a baby the woman. The woman's giving all these perks, you know what I'm saying, all these benefits, all these rights, you know what I'm saying, all these fucking rights, man. You know what I'm saying? All these fucking legislations for them. I brought this up before. Do you know a woman can rape a man, be impregnated by that same man who she raped, and then sue him for child support? Did you know that? Did you know that?
According to the law, because it's the woman and it's the man's genitals that penetrates her, technically she's not capable of rape. Even though she does rape him, according to the law, it's still not classed as rape.
But then she could sue him for child support, man. So say if he's tied up, but you can't help your things from going on.
If she gives you Viagra and you're always up, she could just sit on it. That's rape, bro.
You're like, no. And then you wind up busting. And then you get a letter from the postman saying you can take him to court, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be show DNA, baby shows.
Say that again?
The DNA, the baby shows. Show DNA.
The results are
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's the level of power. Because what feminism was all about, equal rights, right? A woman trying to gain equal rights to that of a man, right? So she can work, she can, earn her own income, right? But now it's to the point where women have more rights than men do, man.
Yeah.
It's not even about equality no more. Women want power, man. They want power over men. They don't want men to have no rights. The second you start to speak out for things that benefit a man, you're seen as being a misogynist, man.
Yeah.
So this place, Babylon, is the spirit of a whore. This land that's filled to whoredom, man. Women can prostitute themselves like crazy, man.
Yeah.
Prostitutes make money, man. They make money. Alright? Especially with this feminism shit, a lot of men, because you gotta approach a woman and you've got to spit game to her, and a lot of men are not really good at that, man. A lot of men, they fuck up at that, man. A lot of these women, they take the piss, especially when you go out on dates. Women take the piss because the man is the one doing the paying. He's paying for everything, and the woman can just ghost you, man. Yeah. So a lot of men, chivalry is pretty much dead. A lot of men ain't being chivalrous no more with women. They're not doing all that gentlemanly shit anymore. A lot of men are just going to see prostitutes, man. So that's where the money's at with a lot of these bitches. They say, well, boy, you know what I'm saying? What's the point? I might as well just go and fucking do what I gotta do, man.
Yeah, because it's like
prostitute myself.
Like 15 minutes, it's like £60 for a 15-minute session. Yeah. And should be all night, ready, available all night. Yeah. One time I picked up this one Ila, my guy, and basically he kept on making phone calls, trying to get a woman that was available. Yeah. And he had the money. I kept on driving around. He'll go in there. He said, "Wait for me, don't leave." You go look at her first. Nah, I don't like her. Let's go another one. Let's go another. And I'm like, shit. So this is how you do? Because you do this all the time. Because yeah, man. Like I spend about. He said he spends about £200 a week just on prostitute, man. He goes there, 15 minutes is out. He pays his money. I'm like, damn.
See, even where I work as well, doing deliveries. We're open 24 hours, so I'm working night shifts, right? Anytime I'm going to a house, 3 in the morning, a woman steps up, hair's looking all messy. I know that's a fucking escort. I know that's a prostitute.
Yeah.
All the women I deliver to are 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, she's there. Her phone is ready. She's waiting for that phone call. A guy rings up, are you available? Yeah. This is the address.
Yeah.
And then you go around there, 15 minutes, you're out. She's made £60, man. If she does that about 4 or 5 times a night,
It's good, that's on rampage. It's on rampage, man.
But then it's so gone, right? That the girl I know that started this, she's saying, oh yeah, but it's not the same sex. Like if I had a man, it would be different. Like they think that men don't clock. Do you know what I mean? Like they think that oh, just because it's a job, it doesn't matter. I have the same worth to my man.
Yeah. A lot of them still think that they can get married, man. A lot of these prostitutes, they still think that they're gonna get married. So a lot of these women, I've been told by prostitutes before that women don't like the job that they do. A lot of them don't even like it. They know it's wrong, but a lot of them do it. A lot, especially Dominican women. Dominican women are big in prostitution, man.
And Brazilians too.
They're big. They come over here and they can't speak English. So the only way of making money is prostitution. You know what I'm saying? So that's big among the Brazilian type Colombian, Dominican things. Alright? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Okay? So that's what's happening. This land is full of hoarding. Go on.
So this is first Ezra's 4:20. A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither his father, nor mother, nor country. We get down to verse 23. Yea, a man taketh his sword, and goeth his way to rob, and to steal, to set sail upon seas, upon rivers. Verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Right. Yea, many have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sake.
Yeah, so right now, in the tide of everything, man, everything's turned on his head, man. Everything's turned on his head. You know what I'm saying? Everything's pretty much dead, man. A lot of people are not getting into relationships no more, or getting married anymore. They don't see the point of getting married. Because a woman can divorce you and take half your shit, man. 70% of divorces are initiated by the woman. So a lot of men are saying, what's the point, man? Like, what's the point in it? You know? A lot of women don't see the point in getting into relationships because of heartbreak. Okay? A lot of men have cheated on them. So a lot of them go into prostitution. They don't see the point of having a boyfriend. Why do I need him? I don't need a boyfriend. So all this feminism pretty much has made men useless in the eyes of a woman. Because when you put a woman on equal grounds of a man, she's doing what a man can do. She's going to turn around and look at a man and say, what do I need him for? What do I need him for? So it's going to make her become very disrespectful towards men.
Right.
She's going to become very disrespectful towards men, man. Because she doesn't see the need of having him. And then that's going to have a backlash. When a woman starts disrespecting men, and men can't punish them, they can't do nothing about it, that's going to make them fall back and say, what's the point, man? Because I'm not being respected. So I don't see the point of marrying any of these bitches because they don't have any respect for me. Because everything has a backlash. It's like a chain reaction, man. And then women going to say, listen, seeing these men are lying to me. But the reason why a man lies to a woman and says, yeah, baby, I love you, he's trying to get to the pussy because he knows that if he be's true, if he be's honest, and he can't, a lot of men, they ain't got the money. They ain't got the money to take care of no woman, so they'll lie to a woman, they'll do this, all right, because they know they can't meet that standard, all right? You get what I'm saying? So a man will lie, and then that's what makes women distrustful of men and say, listen, I don't want to deal with men no more because they keep lying to me. But so she resorts to lesbianism, prostitution, all these other things, and it's just messed up, man. There's a lot of things that's going on, man. Well,
this is the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredoms, my son, and chiefly take a wife of thy seed, of thy fathers, and take not a foreign woman for a wife, who is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
to break it down.
Yeah, man. So it told us, instructing us, beware of whoredoms, you know, being like taking wives that are whores, man. Okay, and chiefly a woman of thy seed, like a woman of Israel. That's why I said in the law that you should marry the women of Israel. But if you're to deal with another women of other nations, just have them as concubines. Because when you marry those women, you take on their customs, and they're already whores anyway, and then they're gonna defile the land. And that's why I said at the end, and their seed shall inherit their land. Because when you marry these other women and you take their customs, you're not bringing that paganism into your own land, the land of Israel. So it's saying be wary of these whores, man, of other nations.
I want to try to link this all back to the point, because we're talking about how the spirit of this place, man, is in the spirit of a woman. There's a very feminine vibe in the air, man, and a lot of men have become infected and influenced by this feminine spirit, man. All right, a lot of men have become very feminine, man, because this place has a very feminine spirit, man. Feminism, you know, is demonized. Masculinity is being demonized. Okay. The more feminine you are, the more you get promoted in the job.
Toxic masculinity.
It's called toxic masculinity, exactly. It's labeled toxic masculinity. You know, being oppressive, or you're abusive, or you're a rapist. You know what I'm saying? Even to look like a man is demonized, man. Your beards on your face, you got clean shaven. You know, if you look rough, you're seen as you're not kept. You don't look kept. Just because a man don't shave, that don't mean he's unkept, man. He still looks after himself. He still has a shower. You know what I'm saying? Puts oil on himself, takes care of himself. I mean, he's still kept.
Everybody's got beards right now. Everybody got beards right now.
Right.
It's a fashion, though. Isn't it?
Exactly.
Right now.
You know?
See that?
This Sirach 26 and 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
Right, that's what feminism has made women. Feminism has made women into dogs, man.
She didn't like that.
Okay. Feminism has made women shameless, man. You can't tell me what to do. You know? And the women of our people have become shameless, man. They've taken on the spirit of the Edomite woman, man. That shamelessness. I've dealt with women, and I've kind of told her about drinking too much. And she tried to get on me about that. She's like, oh, I haven't changed, mate. She called me mate. Mate. I'm like, what? Mate. It's like, mate. I don't know what you're on about. I'm like, you know, the truth, that feministic spirit come out. Before she was cool, but when you tried to get on her, you tried to make her see the light. She had the feminist spirit come out. Yeah, man. That's why so many men, a lot of the time, the reason why it can't work between you and a woman is because she wants to have the end say. She wants to have control. You know what I'm saying?
No,
she wants to have control.
She wants you to compromise your manhood, because now the women are about being empowered in the workplace, empowered in their relationships, empowered on the bus, all about empowerment.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with a woman now, I've seen a lot of it with some people I used to know. They're no longer men, just to keep their relationship going, to be able to see their baby, you know, their children. And there's a I done a video. The big brother, GMS New York, he done a video of a guy that couldn't see his wife, couldn't see his baby. They tried to stop him from seeing his baby. He went to court. He got an order that he could see the baby. She said no, so the police had to come to the house to the woman and arrest her. And they showed her the warrant that this is an order that you have to let the father see the baby. She looked at it. She said, "That's false. That's a fake. That's fake." Yeah. And they took her. They arrested her. She was so determined to stand her ground, to have that power. Yeah. She'd rather go to jail. So they took her and locked her up because she was trying to. After the court order was given,
she still
tried to prevent the man from seeing the youth.
See what I'm saying?
And it's a big thing on live stream. The brother put the whole thing up.
Yeah.
It was almost embarrassing.
Was this an Israelite woman that was doing it?
An Israelite woman. It was almost embarrassing to see how she was behaving. She wouldn't humble herself, even though she was getting arrested. So that's how proud that they've become.
Wow.
Women did not expect that the court are gonna take this side, man. because they're used, man.
Yeah.
As soon as they speak, I don't want to see the child, and that's it. They block him up from seeing the child. I don't want to be in my house, and that's it. They block him from coming near our house.
On the advice show, what he done the video on the advice show, the narrator was saying, if you feel that you're in this position, because he noticed a lot of black men are in that position, this is what you do. You get the court order, you have a record her on the phone saying you can't see the child, or don't get into no beef with her, or you go to the house and you film her saying, I can't, you're not letting me see the child. Is that what you're saying? And then you go to the court and you let them hear the evidence, and then you get a court order to say to send to her that you by law you shouldn't prevent him from seeing the child, and she gets that court order, and after the court order, that the letter says that you've got to let them, and if she says no, then there's a warrant would be out for her arrest. Okay. So this is what you're saying. If you're in that position,
I saw that video too.
If you're in that position, he's saying to the Hakim, which a lot of Hakim are in that position, that's how you go about it.
Okay.
In England, it's done by time percentage, like 60-40% custody of the child. So the dad can only see the child on the weekends or something like that. Or a certain amount of hours in a week.
That's happened with my dad. My mom took my dad to on child support, and my dad could only see me on the fortnight, on the weekends.
My brother also, which is with the Edomite woman. All the people I know, my friends and cousins, they're all with the Edomite woman. So they have problems too, so don't get it twisted. And he wanted me to go to court for him just to back him up. My brother, this was like 15 years ago. She said he needed someone to attend court with him. So there's problems in all relationships. If it's going to be a long-term relationship, there's problems in all long-term relationships.
No order, man. The women that fight to try to get that control, and you trying to be a man. It's in your nature to have control over your woman, your children, and everything.
She doesn't understand that. Women don't understand men. Give me that scripture. Women rule over men.
Can I say one thing? The minute you sign that contract, it's downhill from there.
You know? So a lot of men they're falling back, man. They're falling back. A lot of men don't even approach women anymore. A lot of men don't even approach women. You know how you approach her, ask her for a number, try to chat her. A lot of men don't even do that no more, man. A lot of men don't even. I've spoken to a lot of girls. They don't even get approached no more. A lot of brothers, obviously brothers among our people, they don't even approach so-called black women anymore, man. They don't even do that no more. Because of feminism, because of this whole, shaming men and how shameless these women become, and how controlling they become, is a lot. It zaps your energy, man.
So I can make a quick point. This whole female empowerment thing. Having power isn't always necessarily a good thing. There's some people that deserve power and some people that don't. Just look at Esau. It matters what you do with your power. That's what matters. So having power isn't always necessarily a good thing.
That's right.
Sometimes it's good to just be obedient and stay in your lane.
Right.
Be subservient.
So like in the ancient world, women used to bring you more women. But nowadays, it's like if you approach a group of women, they're already looking at you like who the hell are you? You shouldn't be talking to me. You're not on my level, type of thing. But in the ancient world, women to be in your good books, they would bring you more women, but they understood that that's how a man works.
Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Go on, Rito.
Thank you.
Okay,
O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the ways of thy paths.
Okay. Right, that's right, man. That's right. So that's what's going on. And obviously we're going into this topic. The whole reason we're going into the topic of the woman is because the man has been destroyed. The gates have languished. Okay? The gates have languished, man. Alright? I'm gonna have to the ship starts at 5:30. So get on. So got something. Give me Psalms 83.
So Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thy backsliding daughter?
Right.
For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
That's so crazy, man. You know, and it's so nuts. How can a woman? She wants to be all the perks of a man, but she hasn't put in the effort that man's put in. She hasn't put in that effort, man. You know what I'm saying? The feminist rights activists, man. shouting all this hatred, man, against men, all this hate, man, all this hatred, man. That's what feminism did to women. It turned them into monsters, man. If you're dealing with a woman, she says she's a feminist, man, don't fucking.
That thing is a demonic. Feminism is demonic, and there's a lot of, as you said, there's a lot of men talking about the illogicalness about feminism on YouTube and how demonic it is, and they're not even in the truth.
Yeah, exactly. They're not even in the truth, because the people that set up that feminist movement are the higher ups, man, and they're heavily in that with the Satan, man.
Right.
So they know there was a hidden agenda behind why they created this movement called feminism. Because if you check the word feminism, comes from the word feminine. But if you check these women who call themselves feminists, they're nothing near feminine. They're more masculine.
That's like a bunch of lesbians, them dykes, right at the front leading the charge.
Yeah, leading. Yeah.
Trying to tell women that are into men not to be obedient to their man.
Until they want children. And all of a sudden they realize that they want to settle down. You know?
It's Sirach. Yes, Sirach 26 and 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord.
Right. They're all wicked. That's why we see most brothers here, I'm not saying all brothers, but most brothers in this truth don't have a woman, man. Because you got a spirit on you, man. There's a spirit that's on you. And women are very sensitive to feelings and spirits.
Yep.
They're very sensitive. When they're around somebody, they know whether they can be comfortable around a certain man.
Manipulate you, or if they can manipulate you. If they can't manipulate, if they can't manipulate you, they know.
Yeah.
It's lucky.
Women can sense things about a man. She can sense something from you straight away. A woman is already sizing you up the second you enter through the door. A woman is very sensitive, man.
Yeah, the ones that are wicked, they know just by looking at them, it's probably condemning me. You know, probably judging me. You know
what I'm saying?
A lifestyle, all the things that are being a whore. Other niggas, I don't care if you're a whore, man. This one a beat, man. Whereas she's looking at you now, this guy is judging me. You know?
You know what I'm saying? We women are very sensitive, man. And like I said, you being a holy man, a man of the Lord, a man that's fled the desires and the lusts of this world, when she's around you, she can see that you don't have any motivation for the world, man.
Right.
Your whole conversation, when she talks to you, you don't have much drive to success in this world, man. So naturally, you and a woman is not gonna mesh anyway, man. Because you don't have the spirit of the world on you. You're dead. You're dead to the world. You're dead in sins, man. You're dead. And she can sense that, man. She wants that life, that entertainment. You ain't about that, man. You're hardly ever around. Because you gotta be at camp or you're doing something else. You're at work or then you gotta be at camp.
But really, we're the most. They want a man with ambition, according to their mindset. But the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, are the most ambitious.
Yeah, exactly.
Our goals are the highest goals.
Exactly. Thank you.
This is drive, man. On a Saturday to come and stand there for hours, man. That's passion right there, man.
Right. You know? For years. Standing outside in the cold for years. She doesn't realize that we've got the highest drive. We've got higher than any other nigga, man.
Right.
Our vision is bigger and lasts much longer.
Right.
Okay, we've got heavy vision. There's shit that we want to be. That we've got no drive to become something. Yeah, we do. We've got drive to become something greater, so to speak, than anything. It's funny because how you speak now.
Yeah, because
it's a spirit.
Like my woman, man, like she got annoyed. You know, she just goes in the mood, or you're always going like away on the weekends. We don't have any goals together. We don't make any plans. We don't go away on any holidays or nothing. Because you know, us when we're in kingdom mode, we know the kingdom is coming, and that's where our goal is really. Anything else, aside from that,
like being worried, like, because I'm happy here, but I don't know if
I was going into all
they ain't really born, bro. I mean, they're just a piece of the side. That's all they are.
This
Interesting topic, bro.
the book of Revelation, chapter 18. I'm going to start from verse 1, and it says, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth." It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 1. "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory."
Right, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. You know, we're going to jump to a completely different topic. You know, like I told the brother, man. And I mean, you know, it's an interesting topic to get into. We can't just keep talking about women all day. You know what I mean? We got to talk about the main things we got to really deal with is prophecy. Because we could talk about the women all day, they're not going to change. You know, you talking about them and talking about feminism, it's not going to change the way a woman views things. They're going to be the way that they are, and that's just the bottom line. So what we got to do, we got to ignore them and focus on what's important. Because they're not important right now. So let's read this.
Revelation 18:1. "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory."
Because that's one of the main things, or the main thing we're supposed to be teaching about. It's teaching about the clearance or the coming of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai to be exact. These are the things we're supposed to be speaking about. Alright? And his glory and his righteousness covering the whole entire earth. Once that's all said and done, then everything will be flipped right side up again. Everything will be put in its proper perspective again. But until then, we gotta just focus on this and we gotta bear our cross. Go on, read that.
"And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit."
Right, so it's becoming the habitation of devils, and you had these Christians, like the Apostle R pointed out, they was breaking this down, saying that this